Hello, my fellow South Africans. Good afternoon. How are you guys doing? There's this video that is be going on social media. I don't understand it. I want you guys to watch this clip of video and share your thoughts in the comment section. I don't even know, but everybody should share your thoughts in the comment section. What do you have to think about this video? Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. See you guys in my next video.
The South African National Defence Force has intercepted more than 1,000 Zimbabwean nationals who were attempting to cross illegally back into Zimbabwe during the festive period.
This is a reality that everyone is aware of. This is a reality that I don't need to remind you of. I don't need to even tell you of. But there's a reality that even when you go on Google and you Google it, you are not told the truth. I'm your boy Uncle P, and welcome to another episode of Uncle P's podcast. Guys, it's 2026 and everybody is in panic mode, especially those that their dream is to reside in South Africa and make South Africa their home. 1,000 Zimbabweans were intercepted. According to news, over 7,000 Zimbabweans were intercepted leaving South Africa, going to Zimbabwe on vacation. Illegal Zimbabweans, let me be specific, undocumented Zimbabweans. So the audacity to not only enter into South Africa illegally, but to have the cojones to leave South Africa illegally to go home on vacation with foods, parcels, assets that are not taxed. And you wonder why South Africa today is suffering, everything's expensive, and why they are pissed. This is a small reality.
We are coming, my brothers, for a better life that we deserve for ourselves and our children. Happy New Year, my brothers.
We are coming for a better life that we deserve for ourselves and our children in someone else's land with no respect or consideration that your acts are affecting them. Guys, you know, when we speak numbers, it always gets mixed up and people get confused. I remember we did a video where a South African, somebody, a political person in one of the parties in South Africa, I just can't remember.
The leader of the union, AMCU, has made a shocking revelation that there are more than 27 million foreign nationals currently living in South Africa. He warns that this massive influx is the key reason why so many South Africans are unable to find jobs. According to him, the ANC leaders such as Cyril Ramaphosa and Thabo Mbeki have deep business interests across Africa, which explains the silence on the matter. Instead of addressing the crisis, they label South Africans as xenophobic for opposing illegal immigration.
You can't talk anything about foreign illegals in this country. There isn't a financial interest all over Africa. They run their businesses. Hence, they cannot shout and say, hey, you are an illegal Congolese. Hey, we are illegal Malawian. Hey, we are illegal so and so. No, you cannot say that because I'm an interest. Okay. Now what you say? What are you talking about? So, we must lose our sovereignty as a country just because of his financial interest. You can't have a country that has got 27 million foreigners. And you don't know who's documented, who's not documented.
Insisted that there were more than 20 million foreigners in South Africa. And I spoke about it and said that South Africa has already been infiltrated. Today, I will bring you evidence of that. But before we go to that evidence, this is a reality that every South African needs to understand and needs to accept and realize that South Africa is in trouble.
If you go to Zimbabwe today, you want to cry when you see how black people in Zimbabwe are living. Number one, water as we speak in Zimbabwe is not reticulated. So you drink it at your own risk. Number two, Zimbabweans get electricity from midnight to 5 o'clock in the morning. The whole day they have no electricity. Number three, Mugabe himself died in Singapore. There's no single hospital that could heal him, that could treat him in Zimbabwe. The education system has collapsed. In South Africa, it is estimated that we have more than 7 million Zimbabweans. Zimbabweans are scattered all over the world as we speak.
In South Africa, we estimated there's over 7 million Zimbabweans. The true numbers are now coming out. But when you Google, that's why I always say, guys, when you do your research, make sure you go into depth of your research in order to not just speak Masipa. I always bring evidence and receipts of everything that I say. And this is the reality of Zimbabweans. But what really, really confuses me and just doesn't make sense is the fact that you know your own reality. You manage to escape your reality just to get you to somebody else's country and cause nonsense that will lead you to go back to the reality you escaped from.
Who caused all this mayhem, this suffering? They talk about land reform. Zimbabwe's land reform is a mess. As you and I speak now, Zimbabwe imports maize, which is the staple food of the people of Zimbabwe. The country cannot produce food for itself. That is the true legacy of Robert Mugabe, a tyrant who began as a liberation fighter. As you and I speak now in Zimbabwe, unemployment is more than 90%. So it means that more than 90% of able-bodied men and women in Zimbabwe cannot find work. So if they were to...
Yet South Africa has the highest unemployment rate in the world. You see, that's why I say South Africa's unemployment and everything in South Africa, it is so pumped. It is so exaggerated because South Africa is a country that has freedom of speech and has a voice. Therefore, when you go out there and you speak about South Africa, it is heard. I will also prove in this video why you never find stats of other countries. It's actually illegal to speak negative about specific countries. And this is the reason why you never know what's happening in those countries.
Fall sick, how they pay for health services? They wouldn't be able to do so because they don't have money. But there are also not hospitals there. So the people who work in Zimbabwe as we speak are politicians. These are the parasites who are milking whatever remains in what you can call an economy in Zimbabwe, which has, by all indications, collapsed. So the tragedy of African politics is the tragedy of political elites who are in office for their own stomachs, not for their own people. If we look at the Zimbabwean situation now, it's very sad. People are suffering. And these are not whites, by the way. These are black people who look like you and I.
These are not whites, by the way. These are black people who look like you and I. But yet they come to South Africa and they laugh and mock South Africans for living the life that they live, for fighting for what is rightfully theirs. We remember Los Tabani when he was talking about ARVs. Free medication, free medication. And now you understand why they cry the way they cry and they fight the way they fight.
And what does your movement stand for?
We want land in KZN province because it is unfair to deny indigenous Africans land in their own continent.
South Africa, you are in trouble. Your lives are in danger. 90% unemployment. What South Africans don't understand, a lot of these countries have absolutely nothing for their people to go back to. Therefore, they would rather be unalived here. Because, hey, technically in South Africa, if you get unalived and somehow it can be proved that it was not your fault, the government will pay. If you get into a car accident, you get injured, rough. If you somehow manage to get proper documentations, grants, irregardless of whether you're a South African citizen or not. Now, I told you I was going to bring your evidence on the reality of immigrants in South Africa.
Guys, I'm not xenophobic. I'm just concerned. As states, as a culture, if Sinyani is in a number of illegal foreigners, is in a registered Home Affairs, is in Gaga. sisezaba nengxaki unemployment ne-crime rate eSouth Africa.
So let's have a look at this. Numbers of foreigners in SA according to cell phone network ISPS. I can neither confirm or deny if these are true numbers or facts. So take it as I give it or as you see it. But 8.7 million Zimbabweans are currently in South Africa. 6.2 million Nigerians, 2 million Ethiopians, 2 million Somalians, 2 million Pakistanis, 2 million Bangladesh, 1.8 million Malawians, 1.1 million Tanzanians, and others, estimated a total of 27 million immigrants. Irregardless of whether they're legal or illegal, in a country that apparently has 65 million people, you are telling me there is an approximate 27 million people that are not of this country. Now, guys, do me a favor. Go to the election polls. Look at the percentage number of the people that voted in the last election. Is it now making sense to you? Guys, remember, South Africans, this is your country. So you have a choice not to vote or vote. And most of you don't vote because you don't believe it makes any change. But guess who does believe that voting makes a change? That voting will help them by making sure that they always continue to put the parties that protect them. Foreigners, immigrants. So while you're sitting at home saying, I'm not going to waste my time to go vote, I'm not going to waste my time to do this, guess what? There is over 27 million foreigners that will gladly vote for the parties that will protect their rights here in your home. I promise you to show you that these guys who come to your country, disrespect your country on social media in every single platform they possibly can.
Zimbabweans are most educated than South Africans. Siyazi ukuthi most of you angeke livume. Ngoba liyayazi ukuthi most South African abayithandi education.
Okay, I don't want to speak in English. Let me try to speak in Zulu because I know most of South Africans, they understand Zulu. This message is for you South Africans. Ukuba ne ID yala South Africa. Akusho ukuthi uphumelele baba. Akusho ukuthi uphumelele mama. Mawufuna impumelelo kumele ufunde ube nama degree. Laba bantu elibaxoshayo lapho ithi hey ama foreigners. Yes, they don't have the South Africans ID, but they've got degrees. They are educated. Bafundile. When awufundanga awuphethanga awuphethanga iphepha. Into oyiphethe nje iSouth African ID. Ozosixomela ngayo. Uthe hey mina ngila ngiwala kumele ngizosebenza lapho osebenza khona. Mara awufundanga. Yini leyo? Yini?
And why you never hear insults of their own countries?
If you are willing to be as transparent as you say,
yes,
let's talk about the Criminal Law Code Amendment Bill.
That's right.
What is the role of that bill?
The role of that bill is to make sure that citizens love their country.
What does that mean?
That means you cannot go about talking bad about your own country. Zimbabwe is a sovereign, and this is not the first country which has got that patriotic bill. America has. When it happens in Zimbabwe, it looks like Zimbabwe should be some place where everybody looks at it and say everything, micromanage everything which happens. Zimbabwe is a sovereign
What does it mean that you can't talk bad about the country? So you can't say what? That the president is despotic? You can't say that?
That's not, that has always been going on. We are talking about putting sanctions on your country, talking about a coup in your country.
Why not? Why not? It's freedom of expression.
But
if people...
Moral of the story, in Zimbabwe, you are not allowed to speak negative of that country. But yet, Zimbabweans are here on social media, your Rutundos, whatever his name is, are out here bashing and disrespecting South Africa. And you wonder why. They have no voice in their countries. No freedom of speech. And then they come to South Africa. They are brave. Guys, 27 million is the number we know, but the reality is it can be even more. South Africa is being taken over. I don't know how long South Africa has before it reaches the 100 million population mark, and majority of those are either mixed breeds or immigrants. But the reality is the fight is not for yesterday or for tomorrow. The fight is for today. You decide if this land is worth fighting for. After all, you'd already died for it once upon a time. You got it, and now you're about to lose it again. Like I always say, if you love the truth, this is the channel to subscribe to. I'm your boy Uncle P. I shall see you guys on the next one. Cheers.